from 32 teams to 14 to 8. We are now down to the divisional playoffs. 8 teams still alive, 3 of them in one division. How's that happen? So we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants, and then the Dallas Cowboys taking on the 49ers. So last week we had quite a comeback. I mean, it's not like the Minnesota-Indianapolis game that happened last month, where Minnesota was down 30 points, all of a sudden to win 36-33 in overtime. I mean, Jacksonville's down 27 against Los Angeles Chargers. They get a touchdown late in the first half, and then they come all the way back to win 31-30, making Deuce Staley look like a doofus. Now, I know some of you Chargers players are going to defend him, but you don't do that. You have this insurmountable lead that you need to keep, and he didn't keep it. But now he's taking on Patrick Mahomes, that has free real estate. And it's not just because it's in Arrowhead State, but Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the same knack that Patrick Mahomes has. His receivers don't get clicking until late, but they do click. And Doug Pearson is such a risk taker that I kind of feel fearful of. So after that, you would think this game is going to be close. And I do want to say this will be close at one point or another. But I don't see it going Jaguars' way. This is going to go Kansas City Chiefs. Trevor Lawrence, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Chiefs win 30-24. I know I said it wasn't going to be that close, but, you know, I've seen games that were closer. The other AFC game was a game that back in December would take place in Paycor Field, but was ended at midway through the first quarter because of Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest. And, I mean, yeah, considering circumstances, that was one of those moments that could have ended tragically. And I felt bad for both teams because they had to go through all this emotional trauma. I mean, the good news is that Damar Hamlin is recovering well. I don't know if he's going to play football again after that. I'd be surprised if he did, because not many people who suffer that kind of a heart attack will come back and say, "I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play, coach. Put me in the game." But I mean, the circumstances going into that game are going to play into next week's game. Should the Bills win, and I know I say should. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are pretty good. I almost want to say that it's because of Joe Burrow. The Bengals are in. I mean, yeah, all 4 AFC divisional leaders are still alive. You probably figured that out. But this is in Buffalo. This is a game that's going to be taking place on the snowy refines of a field that is looking at dying soon, because there are plans to make a new stadium. Possibly one with the underground heating systems like they do in Lambeau Field. Or they could have like a dome, like an overhead dome, like what they're planning on in Tennessee. But this is one that's going to be razor thin. This one is going to be a 38-37 affair. Bills narrowly edging it out. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, 3 touchdowns each. But I do see a game-losing fumble by the Bengals, probably by one of the receivers. I do apologize for the change of scenery, but the NFC is going to be one of those games that, one of those times that the NFC East is going to conquer. So, the first game is going to be between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. The Eagles have beaten the Giants twice this season, especially the season finale. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna win the third time. Though I kind of see it happening. So the Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones are pretty solid quarterbacks, to say the least. Here's the thing: this might go to the running backs in this case. And the way I see it, Saquon Barkley might spoil the broth in this one. I see him running for 150 yards plus. And the defense that was able to handle Kirk Cousins, they may handle Jalen Hurts in this one. Daniel Jones might get 2 touchdowns, but it's going to be a defensive effort, and it's going to be a 20-18 affair. Giants moving on to the NFC Championship game. Who will they take on? Well, that would be the winner between the rematch of the 2021 wildcard round between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. The one where Dak Prescott decided to run the ball forward, slide a little late, and then let the clock run out. Like, who does that? But they have a new one to worry about, and that is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, the last draft pick in the 2022 NFL draft, and he's putting up numbers that make Tom Brady furrow his brow. I mean, this guy is undefeated right now, 6-0, passer rating insane over 120. So I don't think the Cowboys are going to be having a good time with this one. I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy, but you're not going to deal with Kyle Shanahan this way. Brock Purdy, he's slow to start off with, but I see him getting 4 touchdowns in this affair. This one is going to be interesting as this one is going to be a 37-32 final with the 49ers hosting against the Giants in a rematch of the NFC Championship game several years ago. I mean, you remember that one? So yeah. And here's where the circumstances come in. If my predictions are right, Bills and Chiefs win, the game will be held at Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium because of the circumstances with the Damar Hamlin issue. I do see that happening though. And I kind of wish the AFC Championship game could have been held in an outdoor field like Lambeau, so that way it would have the perfect atmosphere for it. But hey, the way I see it, Giants, 49ers, Bills, Chiefs, they move on, and we'll see them in the championship.